After you crash out, then what? Now, don't get me wrong. I know what it is to go through. I know what it is to not have money for food. I know what it is to go to the store with $55 for a family of 5 and be watching as they bring the beep, beep, looking. Let me know when you get to 45. For the week, I know what it is to have to ask people for money, knowing they're going to talk about me. Huh? Knowing they're going to say stuff like in their mind or to each other, oh, she got a husband and they still struggling. Because we was doing what we thought we should do, which was pay our bills. Therefore, we couldn't buy clothes. And a lot of times we didn't have enough money for gas. Like, I know what it is to do that ugly cry when nobody else home. You know, I'm at home by myself. I was working 3rd shift, sliding down that wall crying. I know what it is to say, God, you got to be kidding me. I love you. I serve you. I'm doing my very best. And I still don't have enough. Come on, somebody. I know what it is. But see, when we crash out, right? Because our emotions get the best of us and we just crash out. And then what? You still ain't got no money. You still got to figure it out. Because here's what happens when we get through this. Because this too shall pass. Trouble does not last always. And we know this. Because if you were to go back in your memory bank, you'll remember. You remember that time when you was so sick, when you was in so much pain, and you just couldn't believe that things would get better than it did. You remember that heartbreak that was so terrible you couldn't even eat. Everybody talking about how little you was, thought you were doing something, a little something, because you were so skinny. You didn't have an appetite. All you did was talk about the breakup. Every time you came, people like, here she go, about to start talking about it. Here he go, he about to start. You remember? You remember when you was homeless? You remember when you didn't have an address? You remember that? You remember when you had to sleep on folks' couch? You had to stay with your aunt, you had to stay with your cousin, you had to stay. You remember that? And then you got your own apartment. It may have not been a house, but it was yours. So, if he did it once, as Ty Tribbett says, he can do it again. But the crashing out ain't going to help you. It ain't going to help nobody else. And it ain't going to help things to happen faster. What we have to realize is that when we go through trying times, because we will, this ain't about being perfect. This ain't about being